Hello and welcome to this special webinar. I'm Alexander of InvestGlass, and it's a pleasure to have you this morning for a webinar about neobanks and neo-wealth managers. So before we start, please have a look at this. InvestGlass and Alexander are not legal advisors, so this content is not a legal advice. It's just to learn more about InvestGlass and how to use InvestGlass key features. Today, we're going to talk about onboarding with Onfido and also the possibility to use Credas. We're going to show you digital onboarding forms and e-signature with Connective, show you how to customize your widgets and use portal containers as well as content strategies that you can use with InvestGlass portal. So first, the biggest issue we have usually when we are talking to existing incumbent players is that we say, we know my bank already has an app. You know, my bank already has an app. And this is what makes you guys, let's see today attending this webinar, different from those banks or those wealth managers. So what is the difference between a neobank and a traditional bank? What is the difference between a wealth or neo-wealth manager and a traditional advisors? Well, it's a few things. First is the possibility to connect to any type of data. Data is ubiquitous, and you have to connect to this data in a real-time way. Then it's more automation. You're all looking for more automation because you start your business, because you're going to a new vertical, you are wealth managers, and you're going to the asset management side, you are brokers, and you're doing DFM. Then is the possibility to use different modules based on different contexts, based on different added value. Obviously, some private bank style will prefer face-to-face meeting. Some others will be more robo-advisory with self-onboarding. Now, what is important also is to be able to connect InvestGlass stack to any API, and this is a pledge, this is a promise that we give you, that you can connect InvestGlass to any data points. If you want to have a try to InvestGlass API, obviously it's open. I'll show you how it works. It's private links now, private invitations, but obviously if you want one, as most of you are users here today, you have the possibility to use this API. If you want to have more ideas of what you can actually connect to InvestGlass, you can have a look at the website here in the integration page. And as you find here, it's very helpful. We can connect InvestGlass to Outlook, but also Full Contact, which is an app that I advise usually for institutional sales. So when you go to an exhibition and you're collecting 50, 100 business cards, you want to scan them. What you can do is use Full Contact Contact Plus, scan them, and automatically send the content into InvestGlass CRM. I'll show you how this works. So what is InvestGlass? InvestGlass is a Swiss cloud-based solution for wealth and asset managers, and InvestGlass has a set of tools. So digital onboarding, CRM, KYC, portfolio management, also an open engagement portal with an open API and pre-built AI. All this set is InvestGlass, and obviously as it's open, it means that you can connect to any other fintech or application. InvestGlass is widely used now for companies looking to build digital native brands or digital native distributions. Distributions that are digital native verticals means something quite simple, is that you want to control the whole value chain from building the products, distributing the products, and acquiring new customers. All right. Obviously, the way you do it is different. It can be with brick and mortar. It can be hybrid, which means brick and mortar will be face to face. Hybrid will be partially face to face, but also somehow externalized and outsourced with a portal. So the client can feel 50% of the information, and then a lawyer can feel the 50% missing, and the banker will receive notifications once the documents has been filled by 2 people, for example. Or the banker pre-builds or answer a form, and then the client finishes. That's the hybrid. And then you have do-it-yourself, which is usually called a robo-advisor, but in reality, it's more than that. It's also about outsourcing part of the process, validating a deal, giving a digital signature approval, and there's a client that will do it by himself without having the banker involved in that. So without further ado, let's jump into InvestGlass. So first, let's talk about the onboarding. What you see on the right on the black browser, it's a public website. This has been made with Joomla, but you can do it also with WordPress, Symfony, or your own solution. Here, what I'm going to show you is how to acquire new prospect, new leads. To do this, you can host forms. Your form you see on the left here, it's a form that has been built with InvestGlass. So I can here enter my own information. Let's say Fares Dupont, a phone number. I love ESG investments. I'll put my email. Okay, and I'm going to add some information. I can upload documents and submit all those information into a form, which means that now on the left, as a wealth manager, I will receive a call report and I will see that I have a new prospect. Which prospect in one click I can call or send an email. And what am I going to talk about? Well, I'm going to talk about the different investments interests he has, and in one click with the related securities, I can find some securities that will be relevant for this client based on common tagging. All right, so that's, I would say, a first way to approach a new prospect if you are, I would say, more into the real estate or the private equity, and you wish to have a quick chit chat. Obviously, if you're dealing with not only one lead per day or one lead per week, but you're more with a 5, 10, 50, 100, 500 leads per day, then I strongly suggest you to have a look at tools either for what we call robo-advisory, which will be no more than a profile with answers and questions that will lead your prospect into selecting an investment mandate by themselves. Okay. And here you see the mandate, or using solutions like Credas or Onfido to facilitate the collection of ID card and passports or this type of documents. All right. We are working with Onfido, we're working with Credas, we're also working with Yoti. And if you have another app you're currently using, obviously is very easy for InvestGlass team to get it connected and get all those information sent into our API directly into your own CRM. And obviously you can connect any type of apps. It can also be an appointment booking app like the one you see here. I think this one is Calendly, and the answers will be directly sent to your CRM, and the appointment will be also stored into your own calendar that you have into InvestGlass. So all this, I would say, process is absolutely seamless, and this is, I would say, the client-facing onboarding. All right, the public website onboarding. Now, you can also decide to use those forms as a relationship manager or as a sales within InvestGlass. So for example, you use this portal and you use this portal that is your own portal to onboard prospect where they live in their office, in your office, perhaps just in the restaurants or playing golf. Here you can host the forms to onboard and collect answers. This is very helpful also if you're selling some funds and you don't have the CIO with you, but still you want the CIO message to be communicated directly, properly to the client. All right. So those tools are very helpful, partly for I would say sales that are facing the clients, and the added value is about chatting with these clients in the right time. Bon. Now, you can also have your clients fill those forms by themselves. So how do you do that? You go to my account, company, you select one of your customers. I'm going to select my favorite one. Okay. and I'm going to share with this customer some content for account opening. There are two types of content. Obviously, you can upload documents. The documents can be files or forms. Okay, so if it's a file, then obviously it will be a PDF or a doc. If it's a form, then it's a form that has been built within InvestGlass, very similarly to the one you've seen here on the public website. We have a very nice trick, which is here the system checking directly from the related forms for this customer or this prospect. So how this works? Well, you see here this prospect has been tagged as an individual. So if I upload a form again, here the machine is going to look only in the forms that are related to this tagging. Here I will find much more. If I click on related, I found, okay, checklist, KYC documents for individuals, compliance tests, and OECD documents. Okay, and then I'm going to start uploading these forms into the client's portal. Okay, so now the forms are into the portal. So let's talk about the portal. So first, the portal, as you find here, is completely hidden. So you can just put a link, and then here on the nav bar, you have what we call a reverse proxy. So a reverse proxy hides InvestGlass, and that's very nice because like this, you will be able just to show your own branding. Obviously, all the customization parts, the footer, the header, the logos, the background image can be set up directly from your InvestGo portal. And the same for the fonts and all the different details that you will have a look at here can be completely customized. Now, you will find a little one here, so I can click as a client on the portal, on the documents, and I will find my questionnaires. Okay. Here I have a OECD CRS form. This has been built with InvestGlass, and all the answers are going to be directly submitted into the CRM. So that's very nice because by doing this, InvestGlass is going to generate two things. First, a call report. So into the activity summary, I'm going to find here all the answers. I'm going to receive a notification via email if I want also. And in the vault, I will find, let me refresh it. I will find a PDF document that has been generated as a client's answer. All right, so here I can see OECD, all the layout can be customized from the portal. Now I want to have the client sign this. So I can upload the document, or in fact it's already uploaded. So I can just click here on edit. And now I can select the workflow method. I can either ask for the client's signature and an approval method through an email, or I can ask for an approval method on SMS. The system that we are currently looking at is using a Connective system. So why are we using a Connective, and why are we sending an email instead of having the document signed within the portal? The reason for that is that you'll find out that about half of your customers are reluctant to go to the portal because they don't know the password, they don't know the login, they don't know how it works because they want to do it another way. So with InvestGlass, you can actually modulate if you want to have a portal signature or if you wish to have a signature through an email. Here. Okay, so now you see I have here the access to this document that I can sign. I click on the link. Here I can set up the signature zone and sign it. All right, so now what the machine is going to ask me is to check my email. Okay. And I'm going to receive a one-time password. Okay, so that's my one-time password. Click next. So now what will happen is that the one-time password, all the information, is going to generate what we call a stamp, and the stamp is going to be into the PDF. All right. So we are going from awaiting signature from Denise Dufour to document sign, hopefully. Voila, now it's signed by the client. As a relationship manager, I can download this document. Here I see the signature, so obviously if the logo is on the top left, then you will put the signature on the bottom right. You can change this. But what's very handy is that the client also on the portal will have an access to this signed document. So that's very precious, particularly in the world of FINMA, MiFID, where all the documents are stored properly in the same place. So obviously you can still send emails, send messages on WhatsApp, on Telegram. Obviously this works, but here we are using a system which actually is seamless and completely automated. So that's very handy, and it works with Connective, but it can work also with Yalink, with HelloSign, DocuSign, or whatever app you would use. Now I can also use this form system to update my client tastes. You see here the client says, I'm interested by selling puts on SME, and I'm interested by those investment thematics. Now, if I want to change those tags and I want to change this information, either I call the client, I ask him, or I send him, I don't know, an email. But the easy way with InvestGlass is just to send a relevant form. So here I'm going to upload another form. Let's say the welcome one. Okay. So now the client on his portal will receive this new welcome form. And as you find here, this information on the right is already pre-registered. All right. So these informations are coming directly from the CRM. If the client wants to change it, or the client basically wants to amend it, he can do it by himself. And that's very interesting, because it will help you to better understand the client's expectations in terms of services, in terms of different, I would say, investment thematics. It will also help you if you need to upgrade or update the KYC forms with more relevant information. What is very important for you to know is that each time you modify these informations, everything is going to be recorded with an audit trail. The audit trail will help you to understand if the information has been changed and by whom it has been changed. By you, one of your colleagues, it has been changed by the client, or it has been changed by a third-party API. And the third-party API can be a LexisNexis, it can be another app that is going to check, for example, the client's identity, check the client's IML, anti-money laundering, or politically exposed or terrorist lists. All those lists are third-party apps that are going to send back information into InvestGlass, eventually also modify the CRM. But everything is recorded into the audit trail and the activity summary. So that's the way to actually onboard prospects. That's the way to have the client sign something. That's the way to have the client update his own information into the system. Now, as we were talking about the audit trail, I have to show you this new feature. The audit trail system will help you to track all the account opening and the different steps of this account opening. So you will see all the changes into the CRM, and those changes are made basically by a new role, the role that we call an audit compliance officer. If you're appointed as a compliance officer, it's a new role into the employees system from company page. You will have access to this audit trail function on the navigation menu. And here this will facilitate the filtering, where you'll see all the clients that have been accepted, rejected, and it will facilitate the account opening process. Obviously here, everything has been built to help you offer what we call a same-day account opening. Same-day account opening. So you get the data has been checked by a third-party app. You can use onboarding with face recognition. You can use onboarding with InvestGlass systems. Information has been sent directly to the compliance officer. The compliance officer can review it with third-party apps. You can get the check from third-party API, and then the process is actually quick, compliant, and easy to use. So these solutions are the onboarding solution. Obviously, you can also use those forums for trading tickets. So we have clients using this, for example, to subscribe to private equity deals or to send OTC trades to their clients, to their brokerage trading desks. Those forms can be generated from InvestGlass, and all answers will be then sent directly into your order management system. So this is very handy if you're doing trading, for example, with your clients. Now let's have a look at the portal. I see here in the list that some of you would love to have it in Russian. Well, the good news is that InvestGlass is going to have the portal translated. So it will be in Russian, Hebrew, Arabic, French, German, and Chinese. The language will come one after the other. So if you have any suggestions or any needs, urgent needs, please just let us know. Like this will speed up the translation of your needed language. Now the portal has been built in a way that is completely open and you can customize it. So just simply go to My Account Company, and here you can change the settings for the different layouts, background colors, and in portal you'll be able to create your own widgets. Here into the action you can select new RSS widget for news, links, if you wish to link it to a third-party app, or if you want to link into the portal InvestGlass with specific documents, like the 4 key documents, for example, that you need to use. And here the iframe will be an iframe that you're going to put as an app into InvestGlass. For example, I can show you here with an app that we really like, Neuroprofiler. This is an onboarding with behavioral finance concepts. It's a way to actually gamify the onboarding, and based on those answers, the machine will assess the level of risk. And obviously all those answers then are sent directly into the CRM of InvestGlass, so you can track everything. Okay. And this is coming from the iframe widget. And the iframe widget has been built also to modulate those widgets based on the client segment. So here I'm showing South China Morning Post information. If this is not relevant anymore, I can just turn it down, and here the news will disappear. All right, so you can play with those widgets to create a modular experience based on different client segments that you have. All right, then obviously all this is possible because we have an API and because we have access to an open API. So how this works? Well, simply go to My Account Profile, and into the API keys. Now each customer, each of your team members, colleagues can generate their own API key. Some of these data points are on private and invitation only, so please let me know if you wish to use InvestGlass API systems for that. What will happen then is that you can use this API system to automate different steps, such as card scanning I was talking about before. For that, I'm using Zapier. It's an app I really like. You also have IFTTT. Those types of apps are very handy because it will help you to connect InvestGlass to more than 1,000 apps, or even I think 1,500. Here simply I'm going to say that I want to choose an app, and I'm going to say that each time I have a new contact, I want a new contact, so a new card that I'm scanning. I want this result to go directly into InvestGlass and create a new client into InvestGlass. You can select obviously the type of information and the format that you wish to record. And once you've done editing, this will send directly information within InvestGlass. So this is our premise, that InvestGlass is actually very open, and it will help you to connect InvestGlass to any type of applications. So what type of applications? Well, it can be order management system, it can be portfolio management system, PMS. We have currently about 20 endpoints, and this should reach around 200 within the end of the year. If you're looking for action triggers and endpoints, please let us know. Like this, we'll put them in priority. So this is InvestGlass portal and widget and customization. Obviously, what is important is to make sure that you don't have all the widget present in the same time, in the same way, because otherwise you're going to create some boredom. You don't want to put too little, because otherwise it's going to be it can produce some kind of frustration, kind of there's nothing to look at. So obviously there are different options to show different widgets based on different customer experience you're looking to offer to your customers. But as you see here, it's very flexible and modular. So you will, I'm sure, enjoy playing with this portal. Now, what makes a neobank or neo wealth manager different? Well, is the possibility to play with all those widgets and to connect to any other portfolio management system, to connect to any other CRM based on existing systems that you have and based on the next customer journey that you wish to deliver. Obviously, everything here is about scalability. It's about how much time and a quality of the process you're going to deliver to each of your customers. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please send us an email at contact@investglass.com. contact@investglass.com. And for those that haven't seen yet, we have a new calendar widget that is very handy that will help you to schedule recurring webinars or different types of events, as well as a very precious share or not attendees list, which is very important if you are organizing conf call with your clients. So thank you very much for watching this. Have a fantastic end of October and November. Yeah, November is coming soon. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.